Thank you, DJ, from the chairman of the network. And let me tell you something. When I said that this is the largest gathering of the financial sector players, somebody says, how? Excess of 15 million clients in Ghana. You have all the 147 rural and community banks. You have all the 25 savings and loans companies. You have 137 500 microcredit enterprises in excess of 30 microcredit companies. Now you have in excess of 500 Susu collectors. And somebody told me, I was in Tamale, he said that the Susu collectors, that is an informal sector. I said, hey, in Ghana, Susu collection is a formal. The address from the chairman of the network. So all these institutions that I met, network of Camfin, and that is why you are here. We are here to honor ourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome the chairman, Mr. Bernard Joe Appiah. Give it up to him. Give it up to him, chairman.
So I did that. And I did also stress that this is the second awards night. This board is tutored to showcase, like I said, well-performing creditable institutions. Though they have 1,960 members country. Many years ago, when I was at the National Banking College as a lecturer, we did help me organize banking awards for the traditional banks. And today it became one of the prestigious awards everybody would want to be part of. It helps the players to improve performance. Everybody wants to get an award. So we thought that something dealing with the normal financial institutions, which really deal with the ordinary Ghanaian, we need to do that. So we started that last year. So at this stage, what was achieved last year. But more importantly, I did instigate that this year the theme is financial inclusion and using information and technology and transformation. Last year we did. But what we want to achieve, we really would want the institutions to improve corporate governance, to use technology and transformation to improve their operational efficiency, reduce cost of doing business, also to, as it were, better serve clients, rural people, with their customized needs, and also provide data, which is needed for planning and many serious purposes, whether to Bank of Ghana, whether to dollars, whether to the non-partners. It's important that we have data on the sector and data on the operations. So we just don't get the awards and go, but also to use the occasion to desire to achieve that, improve their way of doing business. And finally, I also talked about the need for sponsorship that we had sponsored last year, but we want more so that this event can be improving your way. What's the corporate governance? Corporate governance basically talks about the way we use the resources and the issues of our mineral minority to help the organization go the way it should go. That's normally a mission statement. So every board has a 5 mandate to help any organization to move. The fivefold mandate of any board, who is the head of the corporate governance structure, is one is strategic. You ambition to be able to monitor what you set yourself to do. Three is to ensure that these institutions adhere to regulatory and legal rules of the game for them. And also fiduciary role that as a board member, you must behave in such a way that you're credible and person of integrity to help the institution. When that structure breaks down, and if the board with the chairman head and the board, then you have management with the CEO, you have the structures down. So if the board is the eye, if the board cannot ambition, lead, supervise, monitor, and they themselves lead lives of integrity, then we have all these financial things going on. Nepotism, fraud, collusion, insider trading, and all the things that create our financial system.
What would you say? Effective supervision of the entire microfinance sector. What is happening is that there are a lot of people out there that are, running these institutions without any license. And some of them fake the licenses. Some of them have a lot of fake, certifications that they display. And so, if we don't check these things and we allow them to operate, the challenge is what we see. A lot of people go there thinking that they are dealing with the right people. And at the end of the day, before you realize, you run into losses. So, regulations are there. But when we talk about supervision, even though we have institutions that are dedicated to do supervisions, the supervision can also be done by you and me. Why am I saying this? You see, in a country where we are one another's keeper, once you pick an information about such an institution, the best thing to do first is for you to check whether the institution is authentic. If they are not, you try to check from the regulator. And the regulator will then confirm or otherwise whether these people are really operating at their license or not. Recently, there was one that was determined like that. In fact, we're having a program in Kumasi when I was called and told that there is an institution that is running, some services, financial services somewhere. So we asked Stanford to make a follow-up. He made a follow-up. In the institution, the people have been arrested. So this is some of the things that we want, that the individual Ghanaians should now be awake to know that, look, we are operating in an environment that people, fraudsters are there. People can, fake things and take our resources. So what do we do? And every time we hear anyone like that or any institution coming up like that, the first thing to do is to quickly check whether it's an authentic institution. As for the multiplicity, it's good for the economy. Why? Because you see, we want to expand financial inclusion. The financial inclusion is to make the unbanked people to also have access to the banking sector, so they can be able to have their resources and plan their finances well. But the challenge is who are the people that are running these institutions. That is where supervision comes in. So when we talk about supervision, that there are a lot of them, and therefore supervision will be difficult. It may be yes or no. Yes, if they are licensed by the right institution, supervision is easy. But if they are not licensed, they don't know about them. So it will be difficult for them to follow up to them. So this is where I come in, that as citizens, this is some of our responsibility, that we need to prompt and preempt these institutions that, look, this institution is operating here. I want you to be checked and confirm whether they are licensed to do whatever they are doing. As you are saying now, initially the sector will have a policy that is guiding it, that is driving it. And so now government, looking at the importance of this sector, is coming up with the support of GIZ to develop a policy. We are far advanced in the policy being developed. The consultant is doing that for us. Once the consultant is done, a consultant is also going to help us to do the restructuring. So in the terms of restructuring, that's where these recommendations can come in. To see that, look, these institutions, you are not strong. It will be better for you to see how you can make to strengthen the institution. So all these things will come in when the restructuring is done.
So as a mother